Hey guys, hope you're well. Just coming at you with a video on how to lose fat. And this is just the 101, so this is just the basics of losing fat. Okay, so where do we start? Obviously you want to lose some fat. Where do we start? Where do we go? So to start with, we need to find out our BMR. Our BMR is our basal metabolic rate, and this is the amount of calories that we need just to function. So if we just laid down and done nothing all day, this is the amount of calories that we need to just do that for our organs to function, our body to just function as normal, and that's without thinking about everything else that we do in life. So how do we get there? Women, okay, 655, take that number, then you add on to 9.6 times your weight in kilos, okay? So 9.6 times your weight in kilos, okay? Add 655, and then also to that number you're going to add 1.8 times your height in centimeters, okay? Once you've got all those and you've added them together, you're then going to minus 4.7 times your age, okay? For men it's a little bit different. So 66 plus 13.7 times your weight in kilos, okay? So both of these are in kilos. To those numbers you're also going to add 5 times your height in centimeters, okay? Once you've got that figure there, you're then going to minus 6.8 times your age. So my recommendation would be do this one and this one separate. Then obviously you're going to add this one, and this one together, and then obviously once you've got that number, you're going to minus that one, and that will give you your BMR. Now once we've got our BMR, we need to then work out our TDEE. So this is our total daily energy expenditure. So this is the amount of calories that we need to maintain our weight with our current activity. So you then need to look at this here, okay, and find out where you are. So if you come into the gym maybe 2 or 3 times a week, but you sit at a desk job, you're more likely going to be lightly active, okay, so sort of 1 to 3 times a week. If it's 3 to 5 times a week and you don't really do much else, then you're probably going to be more in the moderately active, okay. For example, I've got a client who works as a bricklayer, and he's on site pretty much 5, 6, 7 days a week. Sometimes it is 7 days a week, but then he comes into the gym 3 times a week. So I'm actually putting him in this 1.9 section because he's got a very hard job, plus he's exercising on top, and he's pretty much doing that job every day, and that's, you know, 9, 10, 11, 12 hours of just manual labouring constant, okay? So once you've got that figure, that is your TDEE, that is your total daily energy expenditure, there we go, the amount of calories you need to maintain your weight, okay, for what you're currently doing. Now obviously if we want to lose fat, we need to be in a calorie deficit, okay? So how do we do that? Well, we need to take some calories off. So when we create our deficit, we don't want to go too big. The problem for a lot of people is they go way too big, try and do everything really quick, and they go too hard at it, and that's not what we want to do. So what do I recommend? Once we've got this number, minus 10 to 15% of the calories. So if that was obviously 2,000 minus, we're going to say 10%, okay? So we're going to take away 200 calories, okay? So that leaves us with, find some space, 1,800 calories, okay? So that leaves us with 1,800 calories to play with after we've got our deficit. Now what you're going to do is you're going to leave it there for 2 to 3 weeks. If after 2 to 3 weeks it's still dropping, then leave it, okay? Don't change it. If it ain't broke, don't try and fix it, okay? If it stopped dropping, okay, maybe for like a week, nothing's really happening, minus 50 to 100 calories. So I would maybe go down to 1,750 to 1,700, okay? So I would minus 50 to 100 calories off where I started, okay? And I would only reduce those calories from fats and carbs, okay? And that's where I'm going to talk about setting your calories, or setting your macros. So when we then talk about sort of setting them, we have our calories, we've got our 1,800 calories. We then need to set our protein, okay? So protein is going to be the main thing we need to keep constant. So we never really want to drop protein, which is why I've said you only want to drop and make your deficit from dropping fats and carbs, okay? Because protein is going to aid with holding onto muscle, repairing muscle, growing muscle, building muscle, hormone health, loads of things in the body, okay? So you're going to want to take in 1.8 to 2.3 grams per kilogram of body weight. Okay, now this is a great guideline for men especially. Now for women, sometimes you actually find they need to go lower. Why? Sometimes what you'll find with women is if you put the numbers too high, they get a lot of digestive discomfort. Okay, I've actually found with a lot of my women, I can't really go over 140 grams of protein, irrelevant of how much they weigh. You know, usually if someone's, you know, weighing probably say 150 pounds, you know, maybe about 72 kilo, I would go and put them actually about 115 grams of protein. So it's actually a little bit less, but I find that if I give them more, they just get digestive discomfort. Okay, but also when you look at females and we're looking at the menstrual cycle, it actually gives us more leeway to play with fats and carbs during that period, which is what they tend to want more than protein. Okay, but we're keeping the protein high enough for women. But for men, definitely you should be in these numbers. Okay, so that number stays at a constant throughout the whole thing. You've then got fats. Now fats is 0.6 to 1.5 grams per kilogram of body weight. Now this is dependent on you. If you prefer fats, if you prefer nuts, eggs, a little bit of dark chocolate, steak, salmon, things like that, then you're probably going to want your fat higher. If you prefer a little bit more carbs, then you might want the fat lower. Okay, so you might want to be going more towards the low end. Now why no lower than 0.6? Fats are needed for hormone health, cell health, brain health, lung function as well in the body, so don't drop that too low. Okay, but obviously going over 1.5, you know, for me, I just find it's a bit too much. Okay, so trying to get it somewhere bang in the middle is fine. And then pretty much from there, carbs will just fill up the gap, so carbs make the rest. Now if you're starting and if this is new to you, you don't have to go this deep. What you could literally do is find your TDEE minus your deficit, so let's say our 1800 calories, and then literally from there, guys, just simply set your protein, and that's it. And then all you would do is you would focus on hitting your protein every day, and then hitting your 1800 calories every day. So you would focus on hitting your protein and your calories, and then that means that your fats and carbs can vary daily. So that means that it's not as restrictive. You've not got to try and hit a set fat number. You've not got to try and hit a set carb number. It's a little bit more relaxed, okay? But the main focus should be hit your protein, okay? Hit your protein goal, hit your calorie deficit, and then you'll start to see that weight drop. And like I say, when you're looking at making changes, focus on this here. 10 to 15%, leave it 2 to 3 weeks. It can take around up to 4 weeks sometimes for the body to actually recognize what's going on in the body, get used to that consistency where you've made that deficit, and then start to make changes. People literally will try and do what I call going into the toolbox too early. This doesn't drop after a week. They go into 1700 calories, then 16, then 15, and about 8 weeks in, they're literally down to about 1200 calories. They've got no energy, they're tired, their libido's gone, they've got no motivation to go to the gym, they're hungry all the time, they're grouchy, they're grumpy, and they've actually started to lose some muscle tissue, which is not cool. So make sure you make these changes nice and small, give the body plenty of time, and that is your How to Lose Fat 101. If you've liked it, give it a like, give it a share, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time on the next video. Peace out.